silent require judgment and they require courage. The difficult part is recognizing when silence is protecting peace and when it is merely protecting discomfort. Because some things do not disappear because they are ignored. They simply grow in the dark. A conversation avoided today can become resentment tomorrow. A truth withheld for too long can become distance. And sometimes the peace everyone is trying so hard to preserve has already disappeared. The room is simply quiet. And so as we go on into today, by way of reminders, let us have it stuck somewhere that not everything that is silent is at rest. It will get us into the weather, kind courtesy the Ghana Meteorological Agency, who of the many things suggesting to us or are suggestive this morning of a fair few things in relation to what the weather update or what the weather is supposed to look like as we sojourn and go on into today. Now, they say patches of mist or fog are expected early this morning over part of the coastal forests and mountainous areas. Mostly cloudy conditions will be elsewhere with localized slight rain or drizzle over southern Ghana. There is a likelihood as well of thunderstorms or rain over parts of the middle, transition, and northern sectors in the afternoon and evening hours. It will be relatively cool at night and the early mornings as well, with temperatures expected across the country to drop slightly. The state of the sea, as always, is expected to be rough more often than not. An advice and a word of caution that we stay rooted and safe on our roads as we go about into today. With that out of the way, let me welcome you once again onto the 3FM Sunrise here on 3FM 92.7. I am Mawin Aigbeta. We get into some great music right now. Can't get to DJ Phil. We're back to let you in easy into the papers.
Through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwao to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm, discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwel to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwel to Kumasi, hundreds of kilometers of rhythm, road and discovery. Hundreds of riders expected. One national journey. This is more than cycling. This is Ghana in motion. 28th and 29th August. To register or participate, call or WhatsApp 0531 100927. Single 200 Ghana cedis. Group of 10 1,600 Ghana cedis. Group of 5 800 Ghana cedis. 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026. Ride the rhythm. Discover Ghana. Loading. Are you ready? 3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo.
2 days, 3 regions. From Accra through Kwel to...
Today, I commend Media General and 3FM for staying committed. I congratulate the Ghana Cycling Federation for the work being done.
92.7.
I encourage our cyclists to keep pushing, and I invite corporate Ghana to come on board. There is something valuable growing here, and with consistency, investment, and the right partnership, I believe the 3FM Tour de Ghana can become one of the sporting events that Ghana proudly presents to Africa and the world.
3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo. Bel Aqua.
Today, I commend Media General and 3FM for staying committed. I congratulate the Ghana Cycling Federation for the work being done.
92.7.
I encourage our cyclists to keep pushing, and I invite corporate Ghana to come on board. There is something valuable growing here, and with consistency, investment, and the right partnership, I believe the 3FM Tour de Ghana can become one of the sporting events that Ghana proudly presents to Africa and the world.
3FM Tour to Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice. Fratelli Calipo. Bel Aqua.
Today, I commend Media General and 3FM for staying committed. I congratulate the Ghana Cycling Federation for the work being done. I encourage our cyclists to keep pushing, and I invite corporate Ghana to come on board. There is something valuable growing here, and with consistency, investment, and the right partnership, I believe the 3FM Tour de Ghana can become one of the sporting events that Ghana proudly presents to Africa and the world.
3FM Tour de Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice, Fratelli Calipo, Bel Aqua.
Today, I commend Media General and 3FM for staying committed. I congratulate the Ghana Cycling Federation for the work being done. I encourage our cyclists to keep pushing, and I invite corporate Ghana to come on board. There is something valuable growing here, and with consistency, investment, and the right partnership, I believe the 3FM Tour de Ghana can become one of the sporting events that Ghana proudly presents to Africa and the world.
3FM Tour de Ghana 2026.
Brought to you by You Fresh Juice, Fratelli Calipo, Bel Aqua.
Today, I commend Media General and 3FM for staying committed. I congratulate the Ghana Cycling Federation for the work being done. I encourage our cyclists to keep pushing, and I invite corporate Ghana to come on board. There is something valuable growing here, and with consistency, investment, and the right partnership, I believe the 3FM Tour de Ghana can become one of the sporting events that Ghana proudly presents to Africa and the world.
And big good mornings to Patrice Amegashi K. Kujo. Gentlemen, good morning to you. I trust at all as well.
Good morning.
Good
Everything
morning,
based on what you just said, all well and crisp. All well and crisp.
I thought you were going to attempt a bit more in terms of patois, but you were hesitant.
Yeah, I had wanted to, but I just was hesitant.
Why the hesitancy?
Me not know why me I hesitate, you know.
You've made a few trips to Jamaica, I suppose.
Yeah, man.
How many times have you been there?
Me a born in Jamaica. Me just a grow in Ghana, you know.
He's probably asking how many
times you visited Jamaica?
Why you want to know how many times me I go to Jamaica?
I wasn't asking whether you were born in Jamaica or...
Me ask you, why you want to know the number of times me are going to Jamaica?
Well, you pretty much explain where all of this is coming from.
Jamaica is a place I'm born and grow in Jamaica. You hear me? You feel me?
053-220-0927 053-220-0927. That's our WhatsApp number by which you can share your thoughts and messages with us as well. Man. Please do not call the number, right? Just send us a WhatsApp message and we'll do the reading for you. We're also live on Facebook, and so you can send a message on Facebook as well, and we'll do the reading from there as well for you. A host of other papers in and around the studio. Helena Piampo will be with us in a tad. We can begin to get into some of the papers. I'll do the online review as always. Patrice, you want to start for us?
Okay, let me see what I have here. Very interesting newspaper headlines for today. So let me see. So I have the Insight newspaper this morning. The Insight says, Amendment of 1992 Constitution. Mahama says Ghana to hold referendum in 2027. Africa must own AI, not just use it. This is one coming from one AI expert. So let me get into the Ghanaian Chronicle. I'll restore 5K Ghana cedis per constituency stipend.
Who's this?
This is Boachi Intri, who is vowing. I'll restore.
So there's some 5,000 cities that goes to constituencies.
Well, I have no idea what the Chronicle is talking about. And 5,000 per constituency stipend. Well, that is what it said. Galamseyers are operating with impunity under Mahama Anodompre. This was captured in the newspaper yesterday. Let me see what the Times has for us this morning. The Ghanaian Times this morning says FDA flags chemical ripened plantain. Probes viral video from Medina Market. Incite violence and face the law, Interior Minister warns. Capital Market, players kick against 400% SEC levy hike. That is also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times for today. The Dispatch this morning has on its front page, IGP Yohunu urges religious leaders to use sermons to promote peace and not conflict. There may be a challenge with whoever wrote the story or the IGP, because if somebody has done something, speak to it directly. Don't lump everybody in. Now, the positive Ibrahim Mahama effect on mining in Ghana shows a beautiful picture of Ibrahim Mahama. Julius Debres, behind the scenes leadership powering the executive machinery. Also captures the picture of Julius Debra here. Ghana's best numbers in years hide its coolest habit. Okay, so that is the front page of the Daily Dispatch this morning. Daybreak says, Coca talk stuff. Kumasi tanker drivers suspend strike after a bust agreement. Jubilee House shields Maslock boss. And then Academic City partners Academic City and partners demand stronger digital accountability in Ghana. The Daily Post says President Mahama announces 10 billion new economy investment program. Well, we did that yesterday. City long overdue for security refresh. The Archive says National Cathedral chop audit report sparks panic. Angry youth arrest chief over Galamsey. And DVLA to clamp down on rickety vehicles. Oh, Julius, I have issues with this one if it's coming from your office. DVLA to clamp down on rickety vehicles. I have big issues with this. They need not. They should not. They must not. They ought not.
To clamp down on rickety
vehicles. Why are you clamping down on rickety vehicles? Have you provided good roads for these vehicles to ply on?
Oh, Patrice.
No, listen to me. Before you make a step, you need to ensure that no, listen.
You know what's killing me is the way K is looking at him.
Yes. The point is that talk to your roads minister.
That's what's killing me. Is the way K is looking at him.
Talk to your roads minister.
What is the meaning of that? When he's advancing the argument. Like he's looking at him, he's like, brother, what are you talking about?
We must be very cautious when we make certain statements. Define what you want to talk about. Because if the roads are bad and I fix my cars, how would it be able to sustain?
So, do you drive a rickety vehicle?
My vehicle, yes, it's rickety. One of my vehicles is rickety.
Please, Patrice. I've seen the machines you drive. Please. You can't.
Okay.
You can't.
On my mic. Hey, chicken licking.
You can't sit here and say you drive
Lucy.
You can't sit here and say you drive a rickety
I
vehicle.
remember a couple of years ago, one of our callers said that they were not going to pay their roadworthy because the roads are not worthy of his vehicle.
Thank you.
And that was his protest. And he would call and he say, "Good morning, I will not pay my roadworthy today. My vehicle registers." Then he said, "Until you fix the road, I'm not paying for roadworthy. Your roads are not worthy."
That to a lot of the MTTD people standing by the roadside. I asked them, "Do you want to check my roadworthy certificate? Look at the road on which I'm driving. Look at where you're standing."
You cannot blame them. I mean, good morning, Marina.
Yeah, they need to write.
Our brother was on his patois this morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he really loves Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
You are asking how many times
he's been there.
He's been there. It's very ambiguous because the kind of things he's saying this morning, which of the days are you talking about? As in high life there or in person there? But I agree with Patrice, on this one. I mean, why would we want to clamp down rickety vehicles when it's our roads that gets our vehicles rickety? It's just the same way the conversation on the ban of aged vehicles. You know, the GSA, the Ghana Standards Authority, is pushing an agenda to ban
10-year-old vehicles.
Yes, initially they said 10, but now they're saying 15. I don't know if it's after probably we had a discussion here. But 2 days after, there was a statement that said 15 years, which still does not make sense to me or a lot more people I've interacted with on the subject. Because there are 10-year-old vehicles that are in better condition than 2-year-old vehicles. So what
10-year-old vehicles, but in better condition.
Of course.
So listen to what he's saying carefully. In better condition.
Let me give you a typical example. You know, there's a 1998
was not done.
No. That's not
There's a 1998 BMW, you know, that rests, that sits comfortably within proximity. You know, and if I compare that to maybe 2020 Toyota Vitz, right? I'm not talking about Outlook. Even the Outlook, it checks better than the Vitz. I'm talking about engine, I'm talking about maintenance, I'm talking about power, I'm talking about the quality of the vehicle.
But are you not talking about
I'm not comparing brands
being a collector?
No,
not being a collector.
What he's saying. Okay, let me just do 1 minute. So there's a shop at Tema. When they say half cut vehicle, you know what it means?
Half cut.
Half cut.
Oh,
half cut. That means the car was broken down beyond repairs, and they brought it. They cut the front, bought a back, and then joined it. That's a 2023 Mercedes-Benz.
Now that vehicle is not supposed to be on the road.
Great.
Yes.
So that is what
so
he's
the
referring
criteria
to.
should be clearer.
That's what he's referring to.
And
so such
because
a car
we
is
cannot
not roadworthy.
That vehicle is not supposed
but you would not see
a
it.
one-size-fits-all rule and expect that it will make sense. And their concern is safety. Good. I'm happy GSA is thinking about that. Ghana Standards Authority is thinking about safety. Have they been to our markets? Have they been to our roads? Have they seen the kind of buses, the trotros that Ghanaians, honorable Ghanaians,
crawl into?
Ghanaians who were the first to gain independence in the sub-Saharan.
Why isn't that why they are banning
Ghanaians who are supposed to be the black star of Africa. Have they seen the kind of vehicles they ride to work in the morning and back home? So if we are looking at it from that perspective, then it doesn't make sense.
That's what.
And I'm saying I agree with Patrice.
Banning the rickety vehicles. Because
you see, I agree with Patrice
one of the things
to a certain extent.
Ban the rickety roads.
You see, because you can ban the rickety vehicles, right? But our new vehicles are still going to get rickety because the roads are bad. So he's making a very important point, although it may seem unrealistic but it's not a point we should dismiss because it's the reality. Why you ban rickety vehicles when, have you used the road from Winneba Junction to Swedro? I use that road quite a lot. Have you used the road from, what do you call it? Odoko to Kaneshi, Dansoman Junction.
That place is an entire mess.
Have you seen it? It's been there for years. Have you seen the Odoko traffic light? No matter how well intentioned we want to plan and advance certain policy interests and things like that, implementation always fails, and we are still back at where we are. So, over the weekend I was thinking to myself, is it really a reset or a reboot? Because, this does not look like a reset, Mawina, and we have to call a spade a spade. You remember what Mama said? If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck.
It has to be one.
But talking of Jamaica, talking of Jamaica, let me just add a little bit. The president was in Jamaica.
I think roughly about a month ago.
Talking about expanding trade
AFCFTA.
Yeah, that's a conversation.
Jamaica.
That's a conversation. I think we must have in the coming days, because it was interesting how we are trying to, build ties. Deepen the ties, because the ties exist already, but deepen the ties with trade, envelope them into the Africa Free Trade arrangement as well. And most importantly, there was a mandate he issued to the foreign minister and the director general for Ghana Maritime Authority to ensure that that relationship is sustained, and the vision with regards to the trade also comes to light. So it's important that we look into that as well, because it looks realistic, but it may have some operational implementation challenges, which is important too. We shouldn't allow our politicians to say things and get away with it.
The Africa Free Trade on the continent, has that even taken off?
Yeah, I was going to come to you because I know you have what we call reservations.
It's the bane of my existence. We are sitting on some serious cash here. When was the last time you bought something freely from Rwanda, from
Kenya,
from Kenya?
Senegal.
When? Yeah. Africa Free Trade. You are still importing Yemwadi. That's
a few institutions are benefiting though.
Like whom?
A few institutions are benefiting. They are trading among themselves.
Okay.
So they are getting the benefits. If you got Afol into the studio, he could tell you a little bit more. He's deeply involved with that. So some institutions are benefiting. Most institutions are benefiting. Those who know about it and have applied and have filled out all the necessary forms. And
I'd be curious to know who exactly is benefiting.
Oh, okay.
Because as an ordinary citizen, I too would like to benefit. This isn't supposed to be something that is.
But Jamaica exported approximately 78.59 million kilograms of aluminium oxide.
I see.
Worth $26.35 million US.
Yeah.
Making it Ghana's largest supplier of that commodity that year.
Yeah.
And this was in 2023. And then on 10th August as well, recently, Jamaica also disclosed discussions with Ghana aimed at reviving their bauxite relationship, with an initial business opportunity estimated at about $60 million US. So I think
it comes from the same stock,
so
bauxite, aluminum.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important that we look at the relationship. It must be worthwhile. The country recorded approximately $5 billion US in non-traditional exports in 2025.
This is Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Cocoa,
Exciting.
derivatives,
Exciting, but under bad leadership,
foods,
though.
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, under bad leadership. Yeah.
Tuna textiles, share products, aluminium manufacturers, and other goods
Tourism
provide
is
a
also
base
top on the agenda.
from which the Caribbean opportunities can actually be developed.
That's exciting. Maybe we'll get better, a better marriage between ourselves and the Caribbean than we're having on home soil on the African continent.
Yeah.
So why not?
When you say Caribbean, yes, Caribbean. When you say Jamaica,
But they are us. It's just like the song DJ Phil played before we started Plurianimeton. Nothing surprises me anymore. We are one people.
That's right.
It's just that, the colonial master or those empire knew what it was doing by putting those borders.
this colonial master must be a
between
very
us.
solid colonial master, because how many years now have we been speaking about this colonial master that after going to school, educating ourselves, getting exposed, mingling with them, knowing what we know, we still say the colonial master?
It is systemic, and once it's systemic, Patrice, that is why it's important that we choose leaders who have the interest of our people, because if we don't, then we will continue, pointing at the colonial master when the problem is right in our backyard.
So that our leaders still facilitate that systemic oppression of our people by canoodling.
It's always been the case, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's always been the case. A few messages in relation to conversations. Neron the Buanagi says, so because the roads are not good, we should allow cars that are not roadworthy to ply the roads and endanger citizens, he asks. He disagrees with the point. Daniel Iduafari.
A bit of radicalism. Who
Daniel
was that message from?
Neron,
a bit of radicalism every now and again. Why? Well, it's a protest. What do you think? You think protest is supposed to be comfortable? It's supposed to be palatable. Fix the road, then we will fix our cars. Your roads are spoiling our cars.
Sharp.
Daniel Iduafari says, good morning, Eric and the team. I'm enjoying the show. Happy to see Helen back after such a long leave. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Lots of excitement. So, there's still a bit more papers as well.
The overseer.
Okay, you're doing the overseer.
She has a lot more.
Okay. Let's pass it to bring all of it. Don't worry. Okay. Can't worry.
They miss her voice.
Read all of it.
Let's see what the front page of the Overseer has for you. And police arrest 14 suspected narcotic plant farmers at, is this Daliga? Where's Daliga?
It should be somewhere in the north.
Up north. We'll check out that story. 14 suspected narcotic plant farmers. Understanding Ghana's new integrated tax administration system and NPP elections, Bawumia suffers humiliating defeat in 3 regions.
Oh.
What was that got to do with Dr. Bawumia?
How has he suffered?
I'm sure
people who are aligned
who didn't actually win there. I see. Okay. Ejapamesa donates hair dryers to graduating hairdressers in secondary.
There's a politics of it,
Mawina, we should capture your recent donation in the newspapers.
Which recent donation is that?
Oh, I remember recently you donated some 200 school uniforms to Marine International School.
Act of forcing. Government determined to end Ghana's reliance on IMF bailout.
Beautiful.
The Hawk newspaper this morning, Afoko picks form for comeback. Former NPP chairman launches bid to reclaim top party post. Of course, we'll have our eyes and ears on the ground come October 3rd when the NPP elections take off for their executive positions. Now, that one is certainly one to watch. I think
solid man. He's a solid man. Yeah, Polafoko is a solid
What do you make of his chances and his bid to come back?
In politics, I never guess, I never predict.
Okay.
When it comes to politics, never.
You're a fear delegate.
Oh, never.
GoldBod under siege. Duncan William warns of very powerful forces fighting gold reforms. Yohunu, let the law deal with blasphemy.
Yeah.
All right, the Investor News Guide. Ghana's economy navigates inflation easing and structural debt. Full story on page 11. Beyond the counter, Ghana's new digital system is reshaping the taxpayer experience. Government defends press freedom as chief of staff says critical journalism are not enemies of the state. And Ghana's downstream oil industry targets regional
Hold on, sis. I think I'd like you to read the Duncan Williams thing again.
Story again.
Certainly. Shall I run through these two and then we'll come back and I'll give you the full details?
Yeah.
All right. The Daily Post this morning. President Mahama announces $10 billion new economy investment program. I believe, Patrice, this is the story you wanted to see have more prominence on the front pages.
As it's
of
on
our
the front
papers.
page of the Daily Post, that is how I want to see such a story.
We'll also get into the meat of the matter. City long overdue for security refresh, again coming from the president. And finally, the spider. Remember, they are the spider in your home. Julius Debra says, Galamsey, a canker eating Ghana alive, urges collective national resolve to eradicate it. Kweuman Hines silence. Shraj issues final warning to ex-ADB board chair over 50,000 Ghana cedi kickback scandal. We in NDC decided who won NPP's Ashanti regional polls. Amakwene claims. I thought they said they had no interest in what was happening on that side. And lastly, beyond the ballot, Napo defends Kumasi's place in NPP history. Now, okay, let's go to the story concerning Archbishop Duncan Williams. It's capital
Duncan Williams
page.
So perhaps let me do the online review first. But quick message from Juliet inside Kaswa says that they are tuned in big. Also, you can share your thoughts with us as well. 053-220-0927. So I'll start off with 3news.com, right? NIMOS has cleared nearly 49 forest reserves of illegal miners. That's according to the president. Also here, oil prices rise above $91 per barrel as stalled U.S.-Iran talks fuel supply fears. Oh, Charlie, these guys are going to put us in trouble. It was at $82 per barrel yesterday in the morning when we were speaking. I actually checked, and it's already sold to $91. All right, and so when it happens like that, it means the next pricing window you will pay more. As for that, police deny banning airports and earphones for drivers. Fire guards ICT lab at Gushegu Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Eastern Region. 5 injured in accident at Ashrasi. Yesterday, there was an operation by NIMOS at the Tiwa Forest Reserve. There was machete clashes and all of that. Also, let's move to myjournline.com. Why Iyoko, not OSP, is leading AXA bribery probe. Deputy AG
But who
explains.
said they are leading?
No, it suggests Iyoko is
The deputy
taking the
AG
charge.
should give us a break. They're not leading nothing. I mean,
Is OSP investigating the matter?
did you read the statement OSP released? Did you read
OSP, what OSP
the
suggested?
feedback that came from the US? It says the OSP participated in the investigation of the matter and it encouraged them to reach where they have reached, where there's a conviction.
Here's what I think.
Allow me to learn. It's okay. It's okay, Mawena. So you see, this whole Yoko coming into the picture thing, Deputy AG, being too emphatic. Are they not politically exposed persons? Are they not aligned with that? How can they investigate their own?
So it's a fair point. Actually,
how can they investigate that? They should give us a break. Do they have a mandate to investigate corruption and bribery? Let's go back and look at Yoko's mandate. So sometimes, when they sit there, I was listening to him yesterday online, and I'm like, okay, yeah, just decide. Yeah, we appreciate all you're doing. I mean, oral is on point. You're doing well. It's good. But, how do you investigate yourself? You remember the Martin Pebo incident? They said OSP wants to investigate himself
over claims of corruption and...
Exactly. So how then are we letting Yoko investigate people they are aligned with, their leadership is aligned with politically?
But K, this could be different.
It is no different.
No,
Patrice.
it is.
How is it different?
No, Martin's allegations were directly against the OSP. So it couldn't have been him. So the office of the OSP or the OSP.
I mean, but they work under him. So
isn't it not hilarious?
They work under him. So how would you expect them to audit their boss?
Isn't it not hilarious?
That's what I'm saying. But this one is a political activist or a political actor or somebody in a political authority.
You know what I was expecting to hear, Patrice? What? I was expecting leadership from the Attorney General.
To say that the OSP should...
To say, no, not the OSP. To say that this is a national interest matter, so let us all collaborate to bring a result. That would have been leadership.
But is there no
what we are
between
seeing
the
is
arms?
not leadership. What we are seeing is an interception.
Really? That
is how I feel.
Okay.
That is how I feel as a citizen. Because I don't see how Yoko should investigate. Because this is a scandal that happened in Mahama 1, and we're in Mahama 2, and we're saying that Mahama 2 appointed Yoko's boss, appointed by Mahama, right?
Yes.
Who works directly under is under the office of the Attorney General. It's not an independent institution.
Oh, you're saying it's not an independent institution?
Is Yoko an independent institution?
Oh, it is independent.
How is it an independent institution? No.
So it is
that is why it is because of that problem that CSOs, listen, Patrice, listen. Learn, Patrice.
I'll learn.
It is because of that that CSOs came together and said, we need an independent institution, and then the Office of the Special Prosecutor came into being. Do not forget that was the main reason why the Office of the Special Prosecutor came into being, so that when we are confronted with issues like this, we will have an independent institution.
Independent institution? Are we saying the Office of the OSP is more independent than Yoko and Attorney General?
Of course.
No.
Of course.
No.
Of course.
No.
Being appointed by the own. No. You should look at their mandate.
Yes.
Look at their mandate.
That is a critical thing. Let's look at the mandate and see if they are not independent. Yoko is there to investigate economic and organized crime. That is it. What is OSP supposed to do? What is the OSP also supposed to do? What is the Attorney General supposed to do?
So they have a role.
Exactly.
So I'm not wrong to say that every discerning Ghanaian will expect that the AG will show leadership and say, look, this is an issue that requires collaborative efforts.
But that is the Deputy Attorney General speaking. So in the absence of the Attorney General, there's
Deputy
a deputy.
Attorney General, so what? He's the Deputy Attorney General. It doesn't make what he says.
He represents the office of the Attorney General.
A grand finale.
He represents the office of the Attorney General. If he should go
to court,
did he say
we should collaborate? Did he say there should be collaboration?
There need not be collaboration because
why shouldn't there be collaboration?
They can independently do their own investigations. It is the outcome that is the key thing. Okay. So OSP, do what you do.
And the outcome, what was the outcome? We were here when we saw the Attorney General. We were here when we saw the Attorney General discontinue cases. How do you feel about that again?
Hold on.
How do you discontinue cases and then pursue other cases and expect the other political device to sit and look?
This is emotive.
It's not emotive.
No, you're being emotional about it.
I'm not being emotional. I'm being factual.
Okay.
Because I'm concerned as a Ghanaian.
The Attorney General has
I'm concerned about the independence of our anti-corruption fight.
No. The Attorney General has the independence and the freedom to discontinue matters or continue matters. It is constitutional.
But who said the OSP doesn't have that?
No.
Who said the OSP doesn't have that?
It is based on the state.
You should visit the act again.
Listen.
The Attorney General's filing of the Nolly prosecutor is constitutional.
Yes, it is constitutional.
So why do you have problems with it?
It is constitutional. And you went and defended it. But you see, let me tell you, the law, listen, justice must not only be done. It must also be seen to be done.
In the eyes of who?
So if in the eyes of Ghanaians, of course. Are you from Uranus?
Which Ghanaians?
Okay. Let me make this point, right? So, independently, the Office of the Attorney General,
thank you,
Yoko, Office of the Special Prosecutor, they all operate with a certain independence.
Yes.
However,
add to it.
Yes, a Commission on Human Rights and Administration. And pretty much all of the investigative bodies there, CID of the Ghana Police Service, amongst all other things. What has been the concern, which the point K is making, is that consistently, because the position of Attorney General has been a political position.
Yeah.
Right? It has created instances where there is legitimate concern that they are unable to go after their own because of political exposure.
Great.
Hence, there was a rallying point to say that let us create an independent office which can thoroughly deal with matters.
That was the basis of...
That was by who?
I'm making a point.
Who appoints
if we want to speak ideally, right? If we want to speak ideally...
Yes, man.
The office of the Attorney General is independent.
Yeah.
EOCO is independent. The OSP is independent. Right? They are all independent institutions, ideally.
Yeah.
But we know that idealism doesn't play out in the physical realm, and that is where there are legitimate concerns as to whether the
Chief Justice is independent.
Absolutely. As to whether...
Let's limit ourselves to the conversation.
Let's
leave the judiciary.
Let me finish making the point.
Who appoints all of them?
As to, because it's even made me lose my...
No, sorry, forgive me.
As to whether... No, I've lost my line of thinking.
No,
right?
So you were talking about they are all independent.
Yeah,
but then you were saying that
as to whether the Attorney General is to call for a collaborative approach to dealing with this. Patrice's points may be valid. That yes, in fact, when we look at the details of the work which was done by all of the respective agencies, the OSP was concerning the accident. The OSP was mentioned
yes.
as having
wait. You said when we look at the work done by who and who?
No, the Attorney General's office. There's an international office of the Attorney General,
it was mentioned,
which played a role as well.
What role did they play? That's what we should look at. You see, their role when you are forward, when you forward messages, it doesn't mean you created a message. Do you understand? When I type a message, and I send it to you, and you forward it to Helen, does it mean that you created a message? So credit should be given where credit is due.
Which is why
it is the office of the special prosecutor that did the do.
Which is why
and forwarded whatever needed to be forwarded to you.
Fair enough, Kay. The point I'm making is that there has been various individuals.
They should release the names.
Who've asked that?
They should release the names.
Who've asked that?
Why don't Ghanaians know those who are involved?
The OSP should
release the names so that we can identify those who are within the universe and exonerate those who are not.
Release which names? Are the names in the
of course, because it's too much speculation, and I can say for a fact that there are people in there. If we should look at the general narrative, the universe, the corruption universe, the syndicate that was involved in this, right? If we should look at it all in a broadly, right? We are going to start including people who are innocent. They should come out with it. Do they have it? Let's see who released the names.
They may have it. My major.
They may have. I'm telling you on authority, they don't have the names.
They don't have the names. Okay. My question is, who appoints the OSP?
No, you
No, I'm not taking this back. No.
Because we know who appoints.
No. We need to deal with this matter. Otherwise, what is this is that
it is public knowledge. That's why I don't want us to even get into it. It is public knowledge. The president, the president appoints. It goes before Parliament.
Patrice, but did I say the OSP is appointed by the president of the House?
That's why I'm saying that we will not.
I never said I never said the OSP is appointed by the president.
Clear the mindset of Ghanaians.
Or the Attorney General is appointed.
Clear the mindset of Ghanaians. I said they were all independent.
Now, hold on. I've mentioned.
If you are so claiming,
of course, who says they are all not independent? But one institution is more independent because one institution is not.
We have to make progress.
K is talking about favoritism, and I want to say that if the
I'm not talking about favoritism. I'm talking about political exposure.
Political exposure.
I'm talking about justice not only being done but be seen to be done.
Is the OSP not appointed by the president?
Okay,
so
now
will you do
even in this
things
picture,
to favor the president?
now even
Is that
in
what
this,
you're saying?
now even in this picture, it's
By
even clearer.
implication.
Because our Attorney General and his able deputy were appointed by Mahama.
Thank you.
Yoko Boss was appointed by Mahama. Who was the OSP appointed by?
Nanado.
So ideally,
Office
logically, if we should look at it from a discerning standpoint, and justice should not only be seen to be justice should not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. Who should be the ideal institution pursuing the matter?
Oh no, then
so
that is
you
wrong.
are confident.
It even makes it more political.
How does it make it more political? No,
makes it
it
more
doesn't make it more political. These are facts.
The debate will not solve.
Why don't we?
Let me continue. Call of strike. Give us 1 month to resolve payment issues. Education Minister appeals to GAO. Let's get into some other matters. CityNewsroom.com. Legal vacation. Stop using media to challenge judicial decisions. That is Thaddeus Sorry to lawyers. Government targets 70%. 5G population coverage by 2028. 5G. They've rolled out 5G for God knows how long. We are still not there yet. We will not give up the fight. Mahama on Galamsey. Asafo Tufiame, 4 Ada traditional leaders suspended for defying council. AXA bribery scandal. Mahama will not shield anyone. Stramsai is saying this. Fiscal policy uncertainty making mining investment more expensive. Ghana Web. I love sensationalism. I can't believe it. They showed me a Ghana must go bag filled with cash. Captain Smart on offer he received at NIB. He's a grand conspirator in Getri Tokonu's sacking. Afenyo-Markin slams Chief Justice.
Wait, Captain Smart. That one. What did he say?
He's campaigning in Gumwa West.
And he said
that's when he was arrested after criticizing the previous administration. He was showed a bag full of cash to stop criticizing.
Really?
That's what he says.
And you and I were not there.
Speculating.
Who was there? You should stop these things. I saw him over the weekend, and this is I'm a Gomwa man. I participate strongly in our festivities, and for the first time, I saw him over the weekend. Doing the Chiafo number 2 dance. That's the Asafo dance. Yeah. Laying on the ground. And I'm like, hey, do you remember some years ago, politicians were pounding fufu and staring, watching
people's panties and all that.
It's not easy, The politics of Ghana.
Yeah. Washing people's panties, Oh. But it's true. That was
they carry baby.
Adenta. Oh. The one who went Adjasafo.
Adjasafo
is Dom
Quay. What? Mike Okwe Jr.
is Dom
Kwabena. Yes. He was captured washing somebody's
the one who was defeated
panties
by
just washing
panties.
They are selling ammunition to kill fellow officers and attack civilians. Police officer raises alarm.
I'll fact check.
Those are some of the details from the online news portals here with us this morning. A few of them obviously of interest. Also on Ghana Web, NIMOS task force intervened in violent clash at Itiwa Forest Reserve. There was ongoing or active mining happening at the Itiwa Forest Reserve. I think we'll tie that in with the president's recent comment in relation to fighting Galamsey and not giving up on the fight against Galamsey as well. Let me get into that, right? So the president has been speaking. Now, President John Mahama says Ghana is making progress in the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. Now, as the government intensifies efforts to reclaim forest reserves and other environmentally sensitive areas affected by illegal mining activities, according to the president, the government's renewed campaign against illegal mining is beginning to yield results, particularly in forest reserves that had been heavily encroached upon by illegal miners. The president says the NIMOS has played a key role in the ongoing fight, including the seizure of excavators and Shangfan machines used by illegal miners. He made the remarks during his resetting Ghana tour of the Upper East region, where he reaffirmed his administration's commitment to protecting the country's forests, water bodies, and other natural resources. Now, I'm going to tie that in with NIMOS, right? Because they did some work yesterday at the Etiwa Forest Reserve, right? Now, the anti-NAS NIMOS deployed to the Boakwa South District of the Eastern Region has intervened in a violent confrontation involving suspected illegal miners operating in the Etiwa Forest Reserve. Now, a statement issued by NIMOS and copied to the media said the clash reportedly involved machetes and left one person seriously injured. The timely intervention of the NIMOS task force prevented the confrontation from escalating further, the statement said. He added that the injured individual was taken to the Issaquah police station and subsequently referred to a medical facility for treatment. Equipment were destroyed, and NIMOS says the operations are to intensify. So we're still on Galamsey, but as to how the Tiwa Forest has been
3FM
invaded. I was looking for the appropriate word. Invaded by illegal miners when we were fighting bauxite mining, amongst other things, there some years ago. It's something I cannot wrap my head around. Where are we on sacking DCs and MCs who have Galamsey rampant in their localities? Because it was one of the KPIs given to the municipal, metropolitan, and district chief executives that if you have illegal mining rampant in your area and you are not doing anything about it, it is a prerequisite for you to get sacked. The president has been assuring that we will not give up on the fight against Galamsey, but the KPIs he gave to MCs, DCs that deal with Galamsey in your localities, they sit on the security councils in the district and the municipalities. How come Galamsey is ongoing there and they are not being sacked as we were promised? They are going about their duties like nothing has changed. In fact, to the extent that some of them are being accused of aiding and abetting, and yet no DCE has been sacked from any of the mining areas because illegal mining is continuing to be rampant.
Mawena, let me touch on this one with something Oliver Baka-Vomewo, private legal practitioner and activist, has said. He says you cannot build a developmental state when the permanent machinery of government can ignore elected authority, frustrate policy, resist reform, and suffer virtually no consequences for institutional failure. Instead, Ghana needs a fiercely professional, politically neutral, and technically competent public service. But independence from partisan interference cannot mean independence from standards, supervision, performance, and accountability. This is not an argument for politicizing the public service. Quite the opposite. Enough of that destructive intermeddling has actually worsened the service. The irony is that elected governments are blamed for everything the state does, while often exercising remarkably little control over the machinery through which they are supposed to govern. Ministers come and go, governments change, but the bureaucracy remains, develops its own habits, protects its own interests, and in too many places decides for itself what government policy will actually mean in practice. Into that vacuum has grown an enormous unelected bureaucracy that often exercises power without meaningful supervision or accountability. So, just to answer, just to answer your question on that, I mean, the how. You know, we have the gatekeepers of decay. They exist. We know them. Some of them are uncles. Some of them are friends. They are the gatekeepers of decay. No matter who comes to rule Ghana. In fact, let's bring Nkrumah back and he will suffer the same thing. You know, until we are able to solve the systemic issues that helps these gatekeepers of decay thrive, we will continue running in circles. Recently, Mani had an engagement with the Lands Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources. And in fact, for the very first time, I must commend the minister, because for the very first time, there was an admission. He said, it's not about the arrests, it's about the prosecution. So if we have disjointed implementation, how do we expect to achieve any results in the fight against Galamsey? When people are arrested, they must be quickly prosecuted so that the prosecution can yield results that will serve as deterrents. But most importantly, I have always emphasized that NIMOS, as much as is doing what it can, should not be at the forefront of the anti-Galamsey fight. Reason being, an interministerial committee. When we have Ghana Armed Forces sitting at the roadside deployment, we have limited our Ghana Armed Forces to. Meanwhile, Ghana Armed Forces was in Jamaica. Ghana Armed Forces is going to other countries to help them solve their issues. And we have them at our disposal here. And we are letting them sit at the roadside and deploying a handful of operatives in the hopes of dealing with Galamsey. Hey, if we had coordinated efforts, if we had the Air Force up there, if we had the boots on the ground, the army, and if we had the Navy right on point, Patrice, do you think we would have to be, we will continue having this conversation we are having about Galamsey? So does it mean that if there is an external force that threatens the security of this country, we don't have the capacity to deal with it? That is what it means to me. If we cannot fight Galamsey, then it means that if we have external forces that threaten the security of this country, we don't have the capacity to deal with it. And this is an issue beyond the minister. This is an issue beyond the minister. Listening to the figures, listening to the efforts they are putting in, and listening to most of the agency heads, the institutional heads that were present at the dialogue, and what they shared, the presentation, the numbers. Look, these guys have done some work, but it's never enough.
What is the challenge?
This write-up by Oliver Bakavoma was very interesting, and it kind of speaks to what we were having a debate about yesterday in the studio concerning what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Is it the case that as a people we have decided that we've let our morals slip such that we've now come to glorify certain things? It's okay to be corrupt. It's okay to degrade the environment you live in. It's okay to degrade Asasiya. We don't care what happens. We don't care where your money... Asasifwa. Asasikovi. We don't care where your wealth comes from. We don't care what type of reputation you have. We don't care how you get your money. We don't mind, what sort of, illicit dealings are going on in the background. We're okay with that. Or is it a case, because Oliver's write-up talks about leadership having very little to do with, a lot of our day-to-day dealings, if you will. The system is just running amok. But is it going to take that kind of uncomfortable and sexy leadership to disrupt the system? We're all talking about it, and I don't know if we've been able to glean exactly what the solution should be or what the solution is. Is it us as a people that have to decide that this is where we want to go? This is what we value as a people? I mean, what is coming first, the chicken or the egg?
Let me laugh like Otirangs will laugh. It's a serious matter, but you see, I keep saying this. We know what is to be done. Day in, day out, we come and sit here, we talk about the same thing, going back and forth, back and forth. Well, it is our duty, it's our responsibility to keep talking about it until it is solved. Who says this matter cannot be dealt with? Who says this matter cannot be dealt with? Did we not hear anything about state of emergency? Mm-hmm. A few years ago.
State of emergency.
Did we not hear anything about state of emergency? What is curfew? And are we saying, as Kay mentioned, that the Air Force cannot go up there? You can't put the military on the ground to deal with these things.
But the military are on the ground.
No, they are not. When you go deep in there, you would find out those who are selected to go and do this work. And they are there to do the bidding of somebody. No.
The point I was seeking to make is that the military is part of the contingent who are on the ground.
No, then that means we've lost the battle.
Look, you know what the minister said? The minister mentioned that recently.
I want to ask Patrice a question.
Right?
Okay. So when you say the military should be, do you say the military should be deployed wholesale? Because what we have is an arrangement where they all don't leave the barracks and they're in the forest. A contingent is drawn from out of them, and then they are taken to. When you say the military is on the ground, what exactly do you mean?
So would you agree with me if I said Ghana's military was weak?
I want to appreciate the point.
Yes. My point is, so I mentioned it. I mentioned it as I was speaking. I said they were selected.
Yeah.
People are selected, and when they are selected, what is the basis?
3FM 92.
What is the basis of selection? Instead of sending a troop, a battalion to the place.
Listen.
Do you get me? They are selected.
Our battalions are stationed by the roadside. Wait. 6 battalions.
Yes.
6 battalions.
Infantry battalion.
Once in Takrady, now in Tamale. Roadside to roadside. Achiasi Jungle Warfare School is perhaps the only forest still wearing a uniform. The Obuasi Goldfields, Takwa Belt, and Dunkwa Basin veins that fed the Republic are stripped bare with permanent security. You know, our military is undertaking interventions overseas. When they go peacekeeping, don't they come home with medals? We don't. A lot of people underestimate Ghana Armed Forces. Anyway, me, I'm a soldier picking.
I will underestimate them now.
You know?
I will underestimate them now.
I will never underestimate the Ghana Armed Forces. But you see, there's a song. Maybe DJ will play for us later. Commander-in-Chief. Says Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief, arguably. There's a song like that. And if we don't have a Commander-in-Chief who is ready to say, you know what? Enough is enough. This will stop. How do you negotiate with people who don't? I've heard things like, oh, let's transition them into enterprises.
That is what X me. I don't understand that.
You want to pay a galamsea with agric money. Hey, it's like someone
you know how much money they are making.
10 bowls of fufu, and you suddenly give him a cup of tea and a slice of bread.
Are you saying that line of argument has no merit? Because
it has no merit.
We're told that these people are in the in the pits because they don't have work to do.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
They don't have livelihood.
It's a lie.
So we are negotiating with them to slow down or to reduce the distraction. The distraction. They will just reduce the distraction.
Between the two of you, that is Mawena and Helen, you know that any natural mineral resource that is found under the ground, on top of it, and where in the air or space belongs to who? The state.
Exactly.
And the state has power over it. So if what the people are they doing it mid-air? The state has power over it. So why would people flout it? Even if you start on it, you have 2 acres, 100 acres, and it is discovered that there's a natural mineral resource there, it ceases to be yours. It's only in the US of A that when you have it, it belongs to you. But in Ghana, when you have it, it belongs to the state. So if the state has a property and people are flouting it flagrantly, what do you expect? And you are not waking up to deal with it, and you are telling me that I can trust the military? Look, what these people are doing, they have armed themselves so heavily that some of the ammunitions they have, our military don't have it. The reason they can stand toe to toe.
Military grade weapons.
Yes, higher grade.
But to say our military cannot.
Can they?
Of course they can.
They can.
So
I mean, that's
you see,
that's not.
Look, Patrice, I'm telling you for a fact that if we want to stop Galamsey, even without the military, right? Let's just assign the intervention to the new Yana. I'm telling you, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that, look, even if we want to stop it without the military, let's assign the intervention to the new Yana, and let's see if the Galamsey will continue to exist. So if we have traditional institutions who are well organized, listen, well organized, to deal with some of these issues. We know what they do at our borders. We know the support they give our military at our borders, why we are not suffering insurgencies. We know. If we have people who are not within GAF, who are capable of, when they are well-resourced or not even well-resourced, let's just ask them to Muntungum. Do you think GAF that is going peacekeeping and bringing medals home, do you think GAF that is intervening, helping? Even our police are seen in other places helping police other people. And we're sitting here saying GAF is... Look, let's not underestimate.
So for me, until you strike
we have
the ball,
generals who are so competent that they are, even after they go on retirement.
What wars have they been
right?
to?
Oh, it's not about the wars.
It's not about wars.
What is it?
It's not about wars. Then our chiefs should stop wearing war regalia. I'm telling you.
Look, I think
it's not about the wars. It's about the experience.
The point when all is said
what intelligence are we gathering?
Right. The point when all is said.
Oh, you think they don't know?
Is about.
If you and I know, you think they don't?
It's about the political will.
They don't.
Is the everyday Ghanaian really disgusted by Galamsey, or are we pretending?
No, we are pretending.
Because somebody comes to spoil you with Galamsey money, you will accept it. You will say, hey, you are a Galamseya. I've shunned you from the community, from the church.
Oh, to some extent, I believe you, because look at the wound to me issue. We had Ghanaians who were vigil.
I mean,
vigil.
If as a people we've decided that we don't mind. As a people, we've decided that we don't mind the Galamsey. We are pretending that we mind. Especially for those of us who are far removed from the pits. You just talk one, two. Let's accept that, okay, we don't mind the degradation of our environment.
Yes, let's spoil everything.
We don't shun Galamseyers. We enjoy the money that comes from Galamsey. And let's move on, because we also don't...
Deplete all the forests. Corrupt all the rivers. The point is that if you and I ordinarily know that those who went in there seeking to stop the Galamsey started acquiring cars, Range Rovers, Land Cruisers, bought properties, are you telling me that their authorities do not have a hint of what we are hearing?
They give them front row seats at church. They give them VIP treatment. We endorse, we encourage, we co-sign illicit dealings in the country. We love it, we praise it. So why are we pretending we have a problem with Galamsey?
Ellen, my point is very simple. Until you kick the ball, you can never tell me you are good at kicking balls. You can never tell me. So if the military is sitting there aloof, because they are the final authority, if they are sitting there aloof and these things are going on as if they don't care, have you heard their voice?
Aloof.
Yes.
Aloof will be, you see, they don't go about...
How do you measure, Mauna, the non-aloofness then that Patrice talks about? Because how do you challenge what he's saying? He says aloof. If you say they're not sitting aloof, how do you challenge that? What is the evidence
they're saying
to
aloof,
show?
But it's not their fault. If the commander does not give an order, how do you
which is the point
action?
I'm making. See, here's the point I'm making.
Because
we've declared our forests as security zones, which means you cannot enter the place.
Great.
But now
you can't just enter the place.
Most red zones have been secured by 9 months anyway.
Let the argument. I love this one.
Now there's the amber and the green.
What is a security zone?
Thank you.
It's a place that cannot be accessed easily.
Great.
How do you enforce and ensure the policing of a security zone?
Thank you.
It's a question. Means it will require deployment of personnel to a certain extent to these areas which are described as security zones.
Great.
Has that been done?
So who's in charge of security?
You understand? That's why I'm making the point that you can't single out a unit in terms of the security and say they are sitting aloof.
They are sitting aloof because
let me make the point.
When push comes to shove, they are the ones you're going to call on.
Let me make the point. The point I'm making is that someone calls the shot, which is the political leadership. Look, you can sit and you argue. The military cannot get up and decide to march into a forest zone when they've not been given orders.
Before the US attacked Iran, do you know that the military generals had written and published reports that America cannot stand Iran's might at this time? So what I need.
No, wait. You've actually made the point.
Great.
Who gave the final order for a possible
Don't
attack?
Go to the final order.
No,
hold on.
You see, that is the point.
No, Mawina.
You cannot.
Mawina, I'm arguing steadily. Please allow me. No.
If you are in the military, the point I'm making
allow me. I said.
Let's
I
go
said the
to,
military. Mawina, let's not speak over each other.
Yes.
I said the military. No, I said
the
military generals. They published and wrote reports, so it was public knowledge. What have you heard from the Ghana Armed Forces about the people who are running amok in our forests?
Fair point.
Fair point. Yes,
fair point.
Yes, I've heard a lot.
Let me.
I think some of us are talking out of vacuum.
Let me make the argument.
But they have a certain discipline within the service, and they are not into the careless disclosures.
Which is a point. We don't have a system, right? We don't have a system where security opinion is public knowledge. Let's not even pretend to countenance an argument like that. We were here when there was a national security poll as to who is best suited to be Baumia's running mate.
Right.
And it came as Napo. Everybody was asking a question. Since when did national security's duty becomes running a poll and making it public? Right? So we don't have a system here which suggests that when the military conducts an investigation, they come and then they write about it. We don't have that here and present.
I disagree.
How many? Talk to me about how many reports you've seen public as to the military writing on potential terrorist threats in the region. But we know that they are dealing with it.
When Boko Haram struck in Nigeria, they came out to speak to it.
Which military?
Ghana military spoke to it. Go online and check as to how to protect our borders and all that. My point is that, hold on, if there's, you see the military chief...
You are confusing the things. The point I'm making is that you are speaking in reference to the military generals in the U.S., writing and stating that they cannot stand a certain
freedom. They
might.
Have that flexibility. It is a part of them.
When an intelligence-led report is put together, in our country, Ghana, where have you seen an intelligence-led, unless it is leaked to you, where have you seen it published in the open? That's a question I'm asking. We don't see that. The point I'm making is that it will come down to political leadership. Who is the person in charge who will give the orders that deploy the military to the place? It's a point I'm making, that you cannot single out one arm of the security agency to say that they should deploy themselves to the place. That is why we are coming back to the point and we're asking that. You said DCEs must ensure that there is no galamsey in their areas. DCEs receive security briefings because there are military contingents there, there are national security contingents in every district, in every municipality. They provide briefing to them.
Per your arguments.
If the orders are not going that deploy so and so and so to this place to take care of this. We've seen riots in places. When the shooting incident happened somewhere in the Ashanti region where the military opened fire and there was an entire commission set up. The name of the town is escaping me. The district chief executive was the one who was phoning and interacting with the regional minister and asking for the deployment of the military because they have a certain level of authority and power to ensure that, okay, this is happening here. Let's deploy military. The military cannot get up and say they are marching to a place.
Per this argument, what we are concluding on is that the Ghana military can comfortably sit and wait for an authority to give them.
They cannot. They cannot wake up.
Hold on.
And start marching from the 37 barracks or wherever Michelle come and say they are going to a forest reserve when they haven't received.
So listen to me. That is what I just said. What you said is just what I said. So they're just sitting down, waiting for an authority to give them a command that move before they move. So the military hasn't got intelligence. When I say military hasn't got intelligence, I'm not saying that they are not intelligent people. I mean military intelligence or security intelligence. That the people in the forest are gathering ammunitions and they are teaming up and forming a coalition that could fight against this country, where that same military who is sitting comfortably in their living room would be called upon to fight on our behalf. Is that what we are saying? They don't have the intelligence.
That's what I'm saying.
You are making
I
a
hope you
point.
understand me.
They
What
have
we are
the
saying is that
intelligence, and they would have provided
the
it.
military has not been able to prove to the president because they report to the president every day.
Why haven't they been able to prove?
Because
maybe the president has not.
So I think I get the point Patrice is making.
Thank you.
Look, to an extent that if you are gathering the intelligence,
voila.
no, it's not about You see,
no, but Patrice, that's what we've been talking. We've all been saying.
It is not hidden knowledge that galamseyers are buying ammunition and weapons that Forestry Commission officials cannot go in and face them. They are buying military-grade weapons. That's been discussed in the open from time to time.
2.7.
If the President of the Republic says that is not convincing enough to declare a state of emergency, you can be provided with all of the facts as to why you should make a decision, and yet you still refuse to make that decision. The person who provided you all of the facts has provided it. Yes, you can argue that, have they not gathered enough intelligence to convince the first gentleman of the land that, look, this is a serious enough action to take and do something about it? You can argue in that light. But the point I'm making is that you can provide justifiable enough reason, and the decision will still be the first gentleman's of the lands to make. That's the point I'm making.
We shall sit.
Let's get
and wait until we are attacked. You see,
who is
it
bringing
is
the
coming
mercury
from
and
the
the
hinterland
cyanide as well? Because that stuff is not cheap.
Yes, and also, but look, they are.
Who is importing all that stuff? Can we
did you
also
see the
trace
Woon to
that?
me? Did you see the Woon to me videos?
I think
Woon to me video said he makes $1 million a day. That's what Chairman Woon to me said. He said he makes $1 million. How much is the mercury? How much is the cyanide? If you are making $1 million a day, so if even Woon to me is making $1 million a day, how can we not ensure that we would make all that money on our own and then take out? When we spoke to the Chinese about the fact that the Chinese are the ones, they said we are living in China. We don't know the villages.
Yes, a deal with.
Let me tell you the strategy the Chinese are adopting now. They are impregnating our girls in the villages and having children. When you have a child in this country and one parent comes from here, what is it? The child is automatically a Ghanaian. Right. And then they are registering lands and everything in the names of those children. So tomorrow they become owners and they are speaking your language. It is called political strategy. It is called political strategy, and we don't have it. And are we telling ourselves that we will not be able to identify these people and deal with them? So let us not talk about it because we don't want the solutions. We don't want the solutions. If
3FM.
So from the table, what it is that it is the first gentleman of the land, the president, His Excellency, who is preventing the military from attacking those who are destroying all our forest reserves and muddying our waters. For me, it is very simple. I don't know who is in charge or who is not in charge. The president at the time he was in opposition and the leader of the NDC claimed that Nana Addo should declare state of emergency.
That's right.
When he took office, there's been so many calls on him to declare a state of emergency. Why is it being difficult for the president to declare a state of emergency? That is one thing that we all should avert our minds to. Why is it different now under him? So what it feeds into is that when you are out of politics, out of power, you can say things, but when you get into office, you change your stance. This thing that we're talking about, this Galamsey thing, it is coming from outside and within. They are going to attack us from the edges, and where they are stationed most of the time, they have allies in other countries. So those are border towns that most of them are aligned with. So you can imagine how it is if the forces, so-called the Boko Harams and so, they get in touch with these people, and then they come together. You know what they can do?
Dealing with a much more catastrophic
that's what I'm saying. That
event.
Yes, the security intelligence is not telling us what to do and what not to do. We are just waiting for the worst to happen. Then we say that we throw our arms in despair. Then, of course, a certain US would come and say that we are coming to help you to solve this problem. When we come and solve it, give us this and that. We need this concession. We need that concession. Pay us this. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
Let's park that just very briefly. We have the Ghanaian Times and the Daily Guide. I don't know if we've done the Daily Guide online as yet.
No, we haven't.
But this story here has piqued my interest very quickly. The Ghanaian Times this morning says, FDA flags chemically ripened plantains. So the plantains we're eating, some chemicals are being used to, hasten the ripening process.
I saw a video of it. Yes. It was really troubling.
It says there's a viral video from Medina Markets that the FDA is seeking to probe. Maybe we'll get into that before our big conversation. Capital market players kick against 400% SEC levy hike. Incite violence, face the law. Interior Minister warns. And Alhaji Mohammed Mubrak is pictured here. Daily Guide says, anxiety grips young cocoa farmers. 2026-2027 purchasing season. Baumia charges NPP executives to unite for victory in 2028. Court halts Edubua Hene ex-NAFCO boss trials over Supreme Court suits.
I think the Supreme Court is expected to hear that a lot later this week.
I see.
We're going to run and do sports quickly, but that FDA story, perhaps when we return after sports, will be of interest.
That's right.